The only reason why that any normal or average person or anyone in the world cannot interpret the scriptures or the Bible correctly is because they do not have the Spirit of God dwelling in them, nor leading them, nor do they have Jesus Christ in their life. I've gotten a lot of plaque for the year that I've known the Lord and tried to follow after him regardless of stumbling and sinning or not. And what I've come to realize is when I had come into the truth, things were still hard for me to understand, and I kept going to warning the people for understanding and even emailing him. But then one day came where he stopped emailing people. And the reason was this: you have to go to Jesus for your questions. You can't always go to men, because then you make a man of God or a woman of God their God or God. And this has become a major problem where doctrines that are taught certainly, or things that do not need to be taught, are taught. And it's just become a big problem in many churches, especially in mega churches, where people have become very cardinal in their walk with Jesus, thinking that sensation is how people are fed, or you need to be properly fed, as they say. Jesus is the one who feeds us. Jesus is the one who interprets the Bible and Scripture correctly, not men. Even though a man of God and a woman of God can hold to a true meaning of a Scripture teaching, but that does not mean it came from human origin. No, it came from the one who is not of this world, who created this world with his own hands. And wouldn't you want to know what the scriptures mean? Not notes that this book says of how to be better understanding answered prayer or stuff like that. We do not need to follow after book notes in the Bible, or follow after people like John MacArthur or Vadi, or people like any big pastor name or whoever that tries to basically combat, or whatever the word is, against men. And I'm talking about the sex of men, trying to compete with them. Though I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with a woman pastor, but the problem is the reason why women pastoring is an issue, as they talk about, is because it has to do with competition and not telling of the truth. But that's another video for another time. But anyways, that's all I wanted to basically say in this video is, if you really want to know how true interpretation of the Bible is done right, you don't go to a man. Now, sometimes it's okay, but for the most part, if anything, entirely, you need to go to Jesus to ask, what does John 6:13 mean, or Genesis 6, or Jeremiah, or Isaiah, or whatever it may be? You go to Jesus for those questions. You don't go to a man or a woman, because sometimes they will actually not know. Just as you see here all around, you wonder, Jesus, how do you make the trees? How do you make the metals and the waters of the earth? How do you know? How did you make that? Or, Lord, who are you? Our questions should not be limited only to claim to be faith of men or women, but these questions should be asked only to Jesus. We can lead people into the truth, but we cannot be the truth for them. Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life, and no one could go to the Father except through him. That is Jesus Christ. So may Jesus bless you.